SCP-8766. I know your secret. Object Class: Safe. Special Containment Procedures: SCP-8766 is to be kept in a standard soundproofed object containment unit with no personnel of clearance levels 3 and above allowed within. Under no circumstances is SCP-8766 to be destroyed or otherwise damaged. Description: SCP-8766 is a small sculpture depicting a kneeling bipedal creature with a grinning humanoid face. It exhibits a limited range of movement, rotating its neck to face anyone in its vicinity. Upon a subject entering SCP-8766's area of effect, estimated to be around 4 meters, in the presence of at least one other observer, SCP-8766 will proceed to vocalize compromising or shameful information pertaining to the subject, seemingly to mock them. Subjects describe SCP-8766's voice as breathy and hoarse. It displays fluency in several languages and has been observed to recall information from as far back as 1885 with perfect recollection. Addendum 8766.1 Testing Log: Subject D3173. Result: SCP-8766 shared an incident where the subject defecated in his pants at a music festival. Subject D3322. Result: SCP-8766 shared the subject's difficulties with coitus. Subject D3718. Result: SCP-8766 shared a brief stint the subject had in Las Vegas, 2006, where she spent $4,000 at various casinos over a period of 2 weeks to no monetary gain. Subject D3724. Result: SCP-8766 shared that the subject had cheated on several major exams during his college enrollment. Subject D3739. Result: SCP-8766 shared the last conversation the subject had with his mother before her death. Subject D3795. Result: SCP-8766 shared that the subject had repeatedly stolen money from his family to purchase narcotics, including funds designated for his younger sister's tuition. Subject D3823. Result: SCP-8766 shared several cases of intentional medical malpractice committed by subject, including misdiagnosis, improper treatment, violation of doctor-patient confidentiality, and ignoring his patient's concerns. Subject D3842. Result: SCP-8766 shared a number of violent, intrusive thoughts the subject had been struggling with, including bludgeoning his 8-year-old brother to death. Subject D3974. Result: SCP-8766 shared that the subject bullied a disabled classmate over several years during his primary education. Said classmate later took her own life. Subject broke down and objected to further testing. Subject D4325. Result: SCP-8766 shared that the subject deliberately chose not to assist her brother after he fell into a frozen lake, leading to his death. Subject was completely uncooperative following testing and was later terminated after an attempted escape. Subject Junior Researcher Greywood. Result: SCP-8766 shared numerous falsified details on the subject's CV, including age and qualifications. Subject: Field Agent Lloyd. Result: SCP-8766 shared several cases of the subject's abuse of power whilst embedded in law enforcement positions, including a series of violent interactions with a 16-year-old boy he believed to have anomalous properties. Subject: Researcher Fletcher. Result: SCP-8766 shared unreciprocated feelings of infatuation the subject harbored for Ellie Kirsten, a member of D-Class personnel, whom he had subjected to several invasive tests and procedures prior. Subject: Containment Specialist Olga. Result: SCP-8766 shared several cases of the subject's intentional mistreatment of a humanoid SCP under her supervision, including emotional abuse, improper unit sanitation, and repeated denial of basic necessities. Subject: Senior Researcher North. Result: SCP-8766 shared that the subject had utilized an anti-memetic anomaly to kill and erase a fellow senior researcher who the subject had allegedly harbored an intense envy and jealousy for. Subject initially had no memory of this event occurring, but seemed to remember upon being prompted by SCP-8766. Subject: Site Director Leland. Result: Subject had been coerced into entering SCP-8766's containment unit by Field Agent Lloyd, who believed the subject had wronged him with prior testing. SCP-8766 shared. Subject attempted to destroy SCP-8766 via blunt force. Upon breaking, the sculpture released a cloud of opaque black smoke, from which a large number of ink-like hands emerged, pulling the subject into the cloud. After several minutes, the subject's screaming ceased, the smoke dissipated, and a new instance of SCP-8766 was created. The new instance's voice shares a similar cadence to the subject's. Notice: as of the 15th of June 2007, testing has been suspended indefinitely by the order of 0511, following unauthorized and malicious use of the anomaly. End document.